Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with another episode of Moz and the Scratic. Today's day is day 5, and that means that the prompt is Verdant. Verdant, for those of you guys who don't know, means green. Quite simply. It also means like lush with vegetation, greenery. So I'm gonna try to do both, but mostly just one. If you can't guess already by looking at this green is the way to be. I had actually thought about a bunch of different ways to like approach this particular prompt, because I mean, leafy greens, it's so straightforward, it's so obvious. But then I was like, but I want to make a charm, so I made a charm instead. And as you can see, I am using some of this rotten green foil, which I would not use for foiling. I hate it so much for foiling, but it does work really well for resin. So I got that in there, and I was thinking, like, after I stuck it down on this tape, which is actually, like, a lovely color of, like, old Coke bottle green. This is actually resin tape, made specifically to handle the heat of the, like, exothermic process of resin. So if you're going to do something similar, you do need a special tape for it. Regular packaging tape will melt, and it will not be good. But as I stuck it down, I was like, oh, this would make great, like old Coke bottle color, like, filter for these frames. And so then I, like, now need to go cut them out and figure out how to incorporate them into a final resin piece when they don't react to resin. I gotta figure it out. But that all being aside, that none of that is relevant. The important thing is I resined my glitter in, and then I stuck these little moth stickers that I got from Sticky Club in there. These are like a vellum type sticker. You can't use like a paper sticker without painting it with like a Mod Podge to seal it, because it'll look wet under your resin. Like the resin will wet the paper and it'll look funky. So you need like a clear plastic sticker or a vellum sticker to do something like this. And then I was like, oh, I'll add in leaves and it'll be verdant, right? But then I didn't like the way they looked. So then I was like, oh, I'll add a word in, and then that'll be like, I don't know, rustic or vintage looking. And I didn't like the way that looked either. So, yeah, I went with nothing. Nothing in these frames. And then I was like, well, it is green, and that is what you were going for. But it's not exactly what we would describe as verdant. Also, I learned that with this tape, you have to cure the back. I didn't cure the back, so when I started to peel it off, it started to come off, and then I was like, oh gosh. So I went back and cured the back, which was fine. So I pulled these little glass leaves out of my stash, and we're just going to make them into little dangly charms. So now that they're going to be verdant with leaves. I don't know at what point I decide to zoom out so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Bear with me. There we go. I got it together. I will say the zoom in this video gets crazy at some point, so there might be a point where we're out of focus. Don't worry, I will figure it out at the very last moment. So yeah, I just wanted to keep it simple, because with the way that my wrist currently is, I can't do anything super complex, can't do all that twisting that you have to do for like wire work. So we're just gonna attach some charms, keep it pretty straightforward, attach the beads, nothing too crazy here. So I just got out a couple of lengths of chain that match the bezels, and then I got a couple of charms out, and then I was going to do 3 for each charm, but I realized that by adding the little tree at the bottom, I was already getting that like cluster 03 that I wanted, and I could have added another one, but I felt like it would have been too heavy and then overshadowed the big charm, which is what I'm not trying to do. So I have these little leaves, and I like them. They're 2 different colors of green. One's like a nice, like almost bluish, dark foresty type of green, and another one is an almost yellowish, like lime green color. And I just really like the way they look. I think all the different colors of green come together to sort of create that verdant vibe that we're going for this prompt. And yeah, you might be like, what scraps got used in this, Priscilla? And I'm going to tell you right now, those bezels were the scraps, because they are left over from another project. So I know that you were like, where's the paper come in? But it was in fact those metal bezels. I had done a project where I sculpted in some eyes with some air dry clay, and I had a bunch of these left that were covered in the air dry clay, so to speak, and so I had to wash them off and reuse them for this. But they were the last of the package, so that's where they came in. Granted, I will probably order more of this same size, because I do like this size bezel, but that was my scraps for this one, so you're gonna have to like forgive me for not having a paper scrap this time, but they're really cute charms, you guys. I really like how they came out. They have a fun, like the leaves have a fun like opaly flash on them, and it's just really enjoyable. And don't worry, it's gonna come together in half a second. There we go. Figured out the focus. So come back tomorrow, see what we make for Moz and the Scratic. Make sure you're following the hashtag so you can see what everybody else is making. Check out the playlist with everybody's stuff linked into it. And I'll catch you guys all in the next one. I appreciate your faces and happy crafting, you guys. Until next time, goodbye, and clean out that Scratic, okay?